Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Game News Roundup. Today we are focusing on sales numbers, and less so of gaming news. I guess telling these sales numbers is news for game. Anyways, Sony finally, they released their earnings report for the quarter ending June 30th, 2024. Lifetime shipment figures for the PlayStation 5 has reached 61.7 million units. Again, that's shipped, not sell-through. There's always a bit of a gap until every unit's been sold, but I've gone through that many times before. So yeah, with 61.7 million PS5 consoles shipped through the end of June, that means 2.4 million PS5s were shipped from April to June for the quarter, which is down 0.9 million units, which is also a drop of 27.3% compared to the same quarter a year ago, when 3.3 million PS5s were shipped. For reference, the PS4 had shipped 3.3 million units in the same quarter, for the equivalent same quarter, for a lifetime total of 63.5 million units shipped of the PS4, which would be as of June 30th, 2017. This puts the PlayStation 5 behind the PS4 by 1.8 million units. So the gap has grown since the previous quarter by 0.9 million. So it was a 0.9 million unit gap beforehand. Now it is 1.8 million units gap shipment-wise between the PlayStation 5 and PS4 through the equivalent quarter of June 2024 for the PS5 or June 2017 for the PS4. There were a total of 53.6 million games sold on the PS5 and PS4 combined for the quarter, which is down 2.9 million units from 56.5 million from the same quarter a year ago. Here's the thing. Digital sales accounted for 80% of all software sales on the PlayStation for the quarter. 80% from the PlayStation. To note, while we don't know what the ratio is on Xbox, it's gotta be much higher. Yes, there is the PS5 Digital Edition, but that has been maybe about a third or so of PlayStation 5 sales, while the Xbox Series S, which is a digital-only console, has been roughly half of all Xbox Series sales. So the digital ratio for the Xbox is probably more like 90%. Around 90%, most likely. And for the quarter, there were 6 million first-party PlayStation games sold across PS5 and PS4, which is down 0.6 million units from 6.6 million units a year ago. Although there weren't really any first-party games released in the most recent quarter. They do have coming up Concord, Astrobot, and I'm forgetting the name of it. The Horizon, is it like Lego Adventures? The Lego Horizon game is also coming out. There were 116 million monthly active users on the PlayStation Network, which is an increase of 8 million from 108 million a year ago. And Sony has not disclosed PlayStation Plus number of subscribers since March 2023, when it was at 47.4 million units. Also about PlayStation Network, that obviously includes the amount of users on PlayStation consoles, as well as anyone who has been playing PlayStation games on PC who has those games who has their account, PlayStation Network account, connected to their Steam account. And Sony's Game and Network Services segment, or basically their PlayStation division, for the quarter, reported revenue increasing 93 billion yen, or about 630 million US dollars, to 860 billion yen, or 5.9 billion US dollars, while operating income, basically profits, increased 16 billion yen, or about 110 billion US dollars, to 65.2 billion yen, or about $440 million in profit. So, well, yes, the number of consoles shipped decreased, the number of games sold decreased, and including the number of first-party games decreasing. Then the revenue and profits are up. Most likely, mainly due to DLC and microtransaction sales improving, as well as, well, obviously you see the number of monthly active users PlayStation Network did increase by 8 million, so that could have helped as well. And potentially, we don't know the number of PlayStation Plus subscribers could have gone up, or maybe people who subscribe to PlayStation Plus have subscribed to a higher tier than they did before. because there are currently 3 tiers of PlayStation Plus available. So yeah, I wanted to go over that, the PlayStation earnings report, or Sony earnings report, as well as the number of ship units. And we're going to go over here, as they have mentioned, I would say sell-in. Right here, the main thing is saying, are you sure it's shipment? Yeah, right here kind of proves. Down here, worldwide hardware units sell-in being shipped at more than 61.7 million units as of June 30th, 2024. And you can see here, sell-through is currently at past 50 million as of December 9th, 2023. They have yet to announce 60 million sell-through sold to consumers for the PlayStation 5, which usually they announce. They've been announcing those in the past, usually roughly 1 to 2 weeks after it's hit that milestone. So that generally means it as the end of June has yet to hit 60 million for sure. Then probably towards the end of July it hasn't hit 60 million, or maybe it's just getting over 60 million now. Sell through. But we'll see when they do finally announce 60 million sell through. But yeah. I mean, again, if you want to check out all these links, they will be down below in the description for all the stuff we are going over. And then we'll move into VGChartz. I know our estimates. They are estimates based on the available data we have. Extrapolated to get worldwide numbers, and obviously with these latest earnings reports, we always do adjustments to be as accurate as possible. Like with these latest PlayStation shipment figures being worse than we expected, we actually had to decrease our PlayStation 5 estimated sales by a bit. But for June, we still have the PS5 having sold just a hair over 1 million units. For sell-through at 59.3 million units, that would be a gap of 2.4 million units between sell-through and shipped. Mind you, at the end of March, Sony did reveal 56 million sell-through compared to 59.2 million shipped. Obviously, you say that's a 3.2 million gap, yes, but of course, they were showing a bunch of different sell-through numbers, all likely rounded to the nearest million. All of them are at the nearest million. So that 56 million is likely rounded. So we were talking about potentially, I think it was about a 2.7 to a 3.7 million gap between shipped and sell-through at the end of March. But obviously, with shipment sales being lower than expected, it's most likely more consoles were sold than shipped for the whole quarter. So the gap between sell-through and shipped most likely at least shrunk a bit in the most recent quarter, which is why we have the gap having shrunk a bit. But we still had to decrease our sell-through figures estimates for the PS5, which is now down to 59.3 million units lifetime. And given where July sales will be, I guess we'll see when they announce 60 million. Who knows? We always do adjustments based on available data. We're likely to have it at about 60 million or a hair under 60 million at the end of July, when that data starts coming in. Most likely, given where sales have been. So yeah, and then also for the month of June, Nintendo Switch, we have our estimates at about 755,000 755,000 units sold, to bring lifetime sales to 140.41 million units sold. The Xbox Series X and S, our estimated sales are about 320,000 units, to bring its lifetime sales up to 29.06 million units, and probably a few months away before it gets to 30 million sell-through. Probably end of the year at like 32, 33 million maybe sell-through, barring adjustments. And the PS5, pretty much, it's that last bit of remaining stock with about just a hair under 3,600 units sold. We have at 117.18 million units sold, sell-through. And then if you come here, you add up all of the quarterly sales for the PlayStation 4, they actually add up to 117.2 million units. It's about where the PS4 will be once we stop tracking sales for the PS4, about 117.2 million. And likely at the end of the year, we'll stop tracking the PS4. And generation on generation, talking about how before PS5 falling further behind the PS4 in June is the same thing. PS5 compared to the same month for the PS4 in 2017 are down by nearly 500,000 units. We had 1 million for the PS5, and then the equivalent month for the PS4, we have our sell-through estimates at 1.5 million units, for a gap of nearly 500,000 units between the PS5 and PS4 in the month of June. And Xbox Series X and S are also down compared to the Xbox One, so generation over generation comparisons by over 124,000 units. Again, we had 320,000 estimated sales for the Series X and S, while the Xbox One, our estimated sales for the equivalent month were 444,000. Year-over-year sales, we have PS5 sales down 30%, 432,000 units. Xbox Series X and S is down almost 42%, or 230,000 units. Nintendo Switch sales are down by 47%, or 672,000 units. And PS4 is down 25,000 units, or 87%. But it's not really a big surprise as sales are dropping. Month-on-month sales, PS5 sales are up by nearly 220,000 units compared to May. Series X and S sales are up by over 96,000 units, and Switch sales are up by nearly 110,000 units. However, to note, our June estimates is a 5-week month, while our May estimates are a 4-week month. Because you think, oh, there's 4 weeks a month, but of course there's 52 weeks in a year. So where those extra 4 weeks, we put those extra 4 weeks, so we have March, June, September, and December. We always have a 5th weekend, so we get the same comparable comparison year over year. Otherwise, the rest of the months are pretty much 4 weeks. Although this year, because there's basically 52 weeks in like a day or 2 days every year, every once in a while we do have to add an extra 5th week into January, which this year we did add a 5th week into January. Anyways, 2024 year-to-date estimates. We have the PS5 at 6.59 million units sold, estimated sales for 2024. So it's basically for the first half of 2024. Switch, we had 4.67 million units sold, and Series X and S at 1.84 million units sold. And if you want to keep up on any other, we do a bunch of monthly sales comparisons comparing different consoles, as well as our overall total sales, year-to-date sales, comparing, like, say, sales of January to June of 2024 compared to 2020, the same 6 months of 2023, 2022, 2021. That'll be out in the next day or two. Again, feel free to check out all the links down below in the description. Go to VGChartz.com if you want to keep an eye on the latest gaming news, gaming sales information. I mean, the main thing is about VGChartz, the difference between us and other gaming sites. Obviously, we report on as much gaming news as we can, but the biggest difference is all our sales tracking, our hardware estimates we do, as well as keeping tabs on all software sales that are available from publishers and developers. Anyways, I think that's going to do it here for this video. As always, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subs, and I'm like 300-ish away or so. So if you want to help support the channel, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll be back soon for some more gaming news, gaming sales, gaming industry information. Thank you all so much for watching.